part of the resin printing procedure. In the previous video, I showed you how to use the preform software, and now I'm going to show you the actual printing process, starting with confirming the print on the resin printer itself, moving along to the alcohol bath, which is an important part, and then finally finishing with the curing of the 3D design.
Before we get started, let's quickly go over what stereolithography or SLA printing is. SLA printing uses resin as its material to create a 3D design. The resin printing process is significantly different from the 3D printing process that most of us know about. The design or object is built using liquid resin, laser technology, and a curing process that uses UV light and an alcohol bath. Resin printing is traditionally used to make models or prototypes and can be frequently found in medical and dental fields, but can also be useful to your patrons. This type of printing provides highly detailed and accurate prints and could be useful to patrons looking to make their own tools and designs or want a print that requires a lot of detail. While resin printing is different from your standard 3D printing, the software and design process will feel familiar to you. So now let's take a look at how it works. We sent our print over wirelessly, so now let's set up the actual printer. We have our resin inserted, and there's some on the bottom of the resin tank, as you can see there. And now we're going to insert our build plate. Just like any other 3D printing, resin printing also requires a build plate, but it looks a little bit different than what you might be used to. Because it involves a liquidized material, the printing process is going to be a bit different. The build platform here is found at the top of the printer and is moved down into the liquid resin and built up layer by layer. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up the top, and now is when we're going to insert our build plate. It's pretty easy. It just slides right onto there. And once you do that, you'll close this down and it's locked in, and then you'll close the cover. Now let's watch as it goes down and into the resin material. So that's how it's going to be printed. When it's all done, you're going to open this back up and take out your print. Slide it right off. It's pretty simple. And there's our print. There's our little cat. So the next step is the alcohol bath. You're going to be using isopropyl alcohol, which dissolves liquid resin, making it effective for washing parts that are printed on a resin printer or SLA printer. Two factors work together to remove the thin layer of liquid resin from the surface of printed parts: solvation and agitation. You'll hit the open button, and the basket or the inside will automatically rise up. And then you'll take your build plate and slide it right in. Very simple, just like it was in the actual printer. And then next up, you'll go back down to the screen and you'll pick how long you want your print to wash for. Check the recommended wash times for the material that you are using. Optimal agitation and soaking time depends on the resin type, the concentration of liquid resin in the IPA bath, and the washing method. So once you have the time that you want, you'll hit the start button. It will automatically close just like it opened. The third and final step of the process is curing with a UV lamp or light. First, allow all your prints to dry, and then depending on the type of material that you used, you may completely take supports and all the object off of the base, or you might be able to just take the object right off the supports like that. So now he's all dry from the bath and he's ready to be cured. We'll open up our lid and place our object right in the center of the plate, and then close the lid. And similarly to the alcohol bath, you're going to want to come down and pick how long you want your object to cure for, and then you'll also want to pick how many degrees you want your object to cure at with the UV light. This is something that if you go on the website to whichever printer you have, they probably have recommended settings for this. So once you have everything where you want it, you will go and hit start. And then when the time is up, you'll go back and open it up and your print should be there. The point of Post curing and the UV light is to dry up and harden the outer surface of your object. So there should be no more stickiness or anything like that. It should be completely dry and firm. And that's it. You did it. You made a 3D print on a resin printer or SLA printing. Check out our written materials for more information.